Welcome to the Salt Strong Fishing Podcast. Salt Strong has been helping saltwater anglers catch more fish in less time for 10 years and is now the largest and most trusted saltwater fishing community in America. If you want to catch more saltwater fish, then keep listening. If you want to speed up your fish catching results even faster, then join the private insider community at saltstrong.com. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
Don't blow these moments. Hey everybody, Joe Simons, like diamonds, back again with Salt Strong Unchurched. I heard from some of you that you like the dad jokes at the beginning. I'd left it out last time, so I'm bringing them back, baby. So what do you call a sleepwalking nun? A Roman Catholic. Get it? Roman Catholic. Okay, dad jokes. Here we go. All right, so this is about don't blow these special moments. So we are, my wife and I, about to take off on a pretty amazing trip to Europe. And I won't bore you with all the details, but we got invited on this trip with some of our best friends, and some of their best friends have access to a 200-foot yacht out there off the coast of Croatia. And we're getting to do it up in this yacht. I mean, it's, I looked at it, it's $200,000 for the week. And obviously, this is being covered. So we just have to pay for tips and, any extra food and stuff that we do once we go off the boat and on shore in the 28-foot dinghy, or the tender, if you will. So we're pretty pumped, as you can imagine. This is a once in a lifetime type of a trip that we got invited on. Still going to have to spend a fortune, but something that we could just never even do. It's something that I'm guessing the majority of the world never gets to do, is to go on a 10-day trip like that, staying on a luxury yacht and just going around from different ports and having dinner and hanging out with some of my best friends. So anyhow, super excited. All that being said, I've only had one other time in our 10 years at Salt Strong I've taken off this amount of time where I'm literally going to be kind of off the grid, to the point, I'm not going to be returning emails or meetings. I'm really going to be enjoying my vacation, which I need to do. But for all you small business owners, that's easier said than done. Many times you kind of get drawn into things that are happening. It's so tough to turn off the phone and the emails for that amount of time. So when you do, and I am excited, I am going to stick with it. I'm kind of forced to, because we're going to be there abroad and doing a ton of activities. You gotta do a lot of stuff beforehand, right? It's just like prepping for any big trip when you have that many employees and people counting on you. I'm having to just spend a lot of time in meetings and a lot of time just kind of buttoning up things before I leave. So all that being said, I am in full on get stuff done mode. And my son Jackson, he's by himself. The girls are at camp, which I'll talk about that in a second. And Jackson's home, so he's getting a lot of attention. And he'd asked me, he's really big into Lego Ninjago, and he's watching, I guess, these Lego Ninjago movies, and he's been talking about it forever. He's like, Dad, I really want you to watch it with me. And I'll be honest, I just put it off, and I was like, son, I'm super busy. And he asked me again to do it here this past week. And same thing. I was like, Jackson, man, I got so much going on. I have to do this. I mean, we haven't even packed yet. We got all this stuff going on. And I could see the slight disappointment in his eyes. And my wife happened to be on the basically the flip side of him and kind of saw the interaction. And she kind of gave me that look, and the spouse gives you that look like, you need to do this. And I was like, you know what, Jackson, let's do it, man. So I shut down everything I was working on, and I watched this hour-plus long movie. It was actually pretty entertaining movie, this Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising. If you haven't watched it, great with grandkids, kids, etc. And he was up next to me, and he's like, Dad, do you see that? And it was one of those cool moments, but I didn't realize how powerful it was until the next day. So we had the babysitter was taking him to camp the next morning, and she dropped him off and came back, and she's like, hey, just so you know, he literally, for the 35-minute drive, that's all he talked about was his time with dad and watching the movie. I'm like, whoa, dang. And she said, or my wife said the same thing. He's like, literally, as soon as he woke up and came in to have breakfast, he was telling my wife all about how awesome it was. Man, dad and I got to watch this movie. It was the coolest thing ever. And it was a movie he'd already seen. Like he just wanted to show it to me. And it just hit me. I was like, man, don't blow those moments. Mm. And I get a little bit emotional because I know I've missed so many of those moments. And I know a lot of us have, right? We are busy, and you obviously can't say yes to every single little small thing, right? My especially with 3 kids and a wife and a company with 28 people, I get a lot of requests. Can't say yes to every single one, but my challenge to myself and you, that this has kind of been a theme here recently, is when you have those chances, especially with your own family, take them. No matter what's going on, take them. You just never know. Oh, just never know. Yeah, my friend Don, I'll give Don a shout out. Won't go into all the details, but Don is a longtime Salt Strong Insider member, longtime listener to Unchurched, and he's got some stuff with the family, and it came out of nowhere, and a health issue, and to the point, where it was, man, this person might only have a few days left to live, and that's one of those like, wow, you don't see it coming sometimes. So spend those times, spend the hour and a half watching a movie, right? It wasn't like I was having to go spend a week doing something crazy. It was an hour and a half meant the world to my son, which goes to show how little sometimes it takes just to make someone's, ear smile from, I'm sorry, your mouth smile from ear to ear, just grinning, smiles for miles, as I like to say. Sometimes it just doesn't take that much. And so to me, that was just one of those punch to the gut, but also exciting moments where I'm like, you know what, man, these little things, like, especially, at night, I regardless of how much stuff I have going on, I have to do, it can wait. I can wake up a little bit earlier the next day, which I did, and got most all that stuff done anyways. And yet had an amazing moment with my son. He's already asking, hey, when can we watch the next Lego Ninjago movie? I'm like, man, let's do it tonight. I mean, I'm being serious. I was like, I'll go back to back, dude. This is awesome. I love spending time with him, and I love seeing him that excited about the time he's getting to spend with me. And the other lesson on that is I love to fish. Jackson likes to fish, and I'm using that in a flattering way to him, meaning he doesn't really care. He loves to actually reel in a fish, but for him sitting there and just casting or waiting, he's got like crazy ADHD. To him, that's the most boring thing in the world. Whereas I can sit there and do it forever. Not forever. At some point, I kind of want to get a tight line, but where I'm going with this. If you're an angler, there's just some people that just love it, and part of it's just being out there with nature and sitting sometimes, and just indoor casting in the water, just waiting for that strike. He doesn't like that, and so for me, like what I wanted to do personally, like I love going down to the dock at night. And I'll catch a bass. Usually I'll have at least one bass around that light that I can catch if I have enough time. And he doesn't want to do that. That to him, that's not fun. And so I'm in my mind, how I was kind of at least telling myself was, oh well, Jackson doesn't like to do this stuff. Maybe he just doesn't want to hang out. But he wanted to hang out in his way. And I think that's another just huge thing that we all have to look out for is. We're all wired differently. God made each and every one of us differently, and he wants us to build relationships through our differences, not just from everything that we have in common. And it turns out I like Lego Ninjago. Yeah, I'm saying I really like that movie. Like I would watch it again. It was actually really entertaining. Like I wasn't sitting there like, oh, I can't wait for this to be over. It was really well done little movie for youngsters and adults, and I will watch the next one hopefully here in the next 24 48 hours before we take off. Anyhow, let's get back on it. The other one that hit me really, really hard, and probably hit most of America pretty hard, was the flooding in these in Texas and in this Camp Mystic. So I had just dropped off my 2 beautiful girls at a very, very similar camp in terms of how it looks and feels. Been there for 100 years. It's near a river, like touches a river. It's up in Tennessee, not in Texas. But I literally just got home, the same week So that, I got home on a Tuesday, and there was that weekend, essentially it happened, the 4th of July weekend. And yeah, that was another just gut punch. Like, and we can't call our kids because these camps, which I love, there is no phone, there is no internet, there's no Wi-Fi. It's old school handwritten letters. So guess what I did the next morning? I'm writing letters as fast as I can, just telling them I love them. And I don't think they know. Actually, I know they don't. They the the head of the camp did send us an email saying that they are going to be sharing with the kids. They haven't shared anything yet, but in the next few days, they are at least just going to kind of share. S- I don't know why it just hit me hard, but yeah, the next few days they're going to share with all these girls the same age as the girls who passed away, and their parents are dealing with all this, but they are going to share it with them. But man, that's one of those. I cried for the parents, for the friends, for the girls that had to, even the ones who lived and had to witness and see friends pass away. It was just oh, I think anyone with kids, and especially anyone who's got daughters or sons the same age that are at a camp, and it hit so hard. And that one, mhm. Yeah, that one shook me pretty hard. That one hit home really hard. I mean, it was the point. I was like, I'm flying to go get them. It was, they got a river right near there. What could happen? And of course, there's been a couple of other little floods. I don't know if you guys have been following them. There's one in Chicago, and uh, another one. I don't remember what say it was. Just a hot mess. But yeah, that was tough. So take those moments. I could have just as easily have wanted to drop them off and get away as quick as I could. A part of me kind of wanted to, right? 'Cause as parents, you do cherish those breaks where you get to have some more one-on-one time with your wife, and we got our son Jackson, and I know they're going to have a blast. But man, it's so wild how fast things can change. And I know God has a plan with all that. I have to trust that God needed, those girls and just those people in general. I know it wasn't just all young girls up in heaven more than need them down here for some reason. But man, that was a tough one. So take those moments. Don't blow those special moments that you have, because you just never know. And I'm sure there's some parents out there that maybe didn't get to say goodbye, or didn't write the letter they were going to because they were busy, or didn't get to send the text, if they do allow text there at Camp Mystic, just because life got in the way. Take those moments. You just never know. Um, and so, I guess part two of this is I'm going to take a moment of a little bit of a break while I'm gone. So I'm not pre-recording any podcasts, and I'm not going to be doing them while I'm gone. I am going to cherish the moment, and with my wife, where we'll just have a lot of one-on-one time, and won't be working, just that we can create a memory that'll hopefully last forever on this trip to Croatia. So know that I will be taking the next basically 2 Sundays off, but when I come back, I'll be back with, I'm sure, more stories and life lessons, and hopefully some ahas from being out there. These trips, when I get to travel, it makes you think a lot. I do a lot of reading and writing and praying, and usually come back with some pretty cool insights. But yeah, all I'd ask for you guys is, one, cherish those moments. Don't blow them. Two, continue to keep all those people in your prayers. And it won't be the last thing, right? There's already been some floods. I mean, there's floods in America. There's floods in China. There's going to be hurricanes this year, regardless of where you live. It's going to hit someone. I'm sure multiple will. You just continue to keep people in those areas in your thoughts and prayers. Yeah, that one just, whew. I never had anything hit me that hard in terms of a natural disaster just because I literally just dropped my girls off. And the fact you can't reach them, I think made it even harder, when I just wanted to tell them I love them but I'm writing multiple letters, old snail mail before I go. So love you guys. Thank you for listening to me and dealing with all the dead time. Why I got a little emotional there. Hopefully you understand. But thank you guys again for everything, all you listeners. I love all the feedback. I cherish the emails and the messages I get from you. If I don't reply on one from this, know that I might be away, and we'll get back to your email when I get back in the States and get back to work. But my private email is Joe, Joe at saltstrong.com. So Joe at saltstrong.com. If you have any thoughts, prayers, etc., hit me up. I'd love to hear from you, and take those moments. Tell whoever it is that you're thinking about that. Yeah, I haven't talked to them in a while, or I haven't reached out to my son or my daughter, or niece, nephew, parents, grandparents, whoever it is. This is a good time to do it. And I remember the same thing with my grandparents. You think they're going to be around forever, and none of mine are now. And every one of them, I wished I had even just called them. But it was, things got in the way and life got in the way, and all of a sudden you get a call from parents, and grandparents just, grandma and grandma just passed away, and it's just like, man, I didn't even get to say goodbye. So take those moments, cherish them. You just never know. You hope and pray that nothing happens, but we are going to pass away at some point. So take every moment you got. Don't blow it. Love on them. And I love you guys, and I'll talk to you in the next episode.
Want more fishing tips, shortcuts, and tools so you can catch more fish per trip? Then head over to saltstrong.com now and join the movement. Tight lines, and thanks for listening.